Okay, so here we go again. This is the second review being made for the final. Again, it's not totally comprehensive. You have to consult all your videos and your review videos for exam 2 and exam 3 material. I'm concentrating mostly, maybe a little exception here and there, but mostly I am concentrating on review exam 1 material. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, as usual, is bring down this paper. So here we go. Yeah, that's good. Now, the next thing is, let's title this, which is Math 108 Review for the final. And it is a partial review, but we're saying that this is going to be B, right? So I guess I'll put the word in partial here. Okay, so here we go with problem number 1 on this paper. And I'm going to start again with somewhere where you have to look. When you're dealing with a problem with the 3 children probability problem, okay, that should be, I hope this sounds familiar with, you can have BBB, GGG, etc. And there's 8 possibilities, but all of that is explained. See exam 2, review number D. It's all explained over there, so I don't need to be redundant here. Go there to look at that, because that is not really exam 1 material, that's really exam 2 material, but I wanted to mention that because probability. But and this, what I meant over here was not probability, but the word problem. Okay, so there are some exceptions to this exam 1 obsession we have over here for the reviews here. I wanted to mention that. Okay, now let us see the following. We really had this on the other review, but I have a little bit more to say. Let's say you have as follows. You have 5x plus 10y equals negative 15. And they ask us, similar to the last video, the slope, the y-intercept, and the graph. And graph it. That's a little bit more than last time. We're supposed to graph it. Okay. We got to isolate y. Very similar to totally similar to last time. Isolate y, negative 5x on both sides. 10y is equal to negative 5x minus 15, not plus, minus 15. That was a minus 15 here. All right, let's be careful here. Try not to make any mistakes. Okay, divide by 10 over here, and divide by 10 here, and divide by 10 here. Where does that get us? This turns into y. This turns into a minus x over 2. 5 goes into 5 once, into 10 twice. So you either put a 1 here or not, but you don't really need a 1. And this turns into 3 over 2. 5 into 15 is 3. 5 into 10 is 2. So this turns into minus 3 halves. Okay, what do we got? Our slope is equal to negative 1 half. Our y-intercept is equal to 0, that's the x coordinate, minus 3 halves. Minus 3 halves. There's our information. Now, what about the graph? Okay, hold on. So with the graph, here's what we got to do. We know that one of our points is 0, negative 3 halves. It's on the y-intercept. It's on the y-axis. It's going to be on the y-axis, obviously. So we go 0, not go right or left. Go down 1 and a half. So I'm going to call that right over there. I'm going to call that 0, negative 3 halves, that point here. Now, what's my slope? Minus 1 half. So remember the slope. The formula for slope is y2 minus 1, y1 over x2 minus x1. Everything going up over here is up and down, and this is left and right. So As far as up is concerned, minus is gonna either I'll give it to the 1 or I'll give it to the 2. I'm gonna give it to the 1. So the 2 is gonna be positive, right? So where should I move? I should move 2 to the right. That's gonna be positive. 1, 2. Now the negative will be 1. That's the up and down movement. So what does negative 1 tell me to go? It tells me to go down over here one full unit, right? This is 3 halves. I'm going down to 1 full unit. That's going to be 5 halves. 1 full unit is 2 halves. 3 halves and 2 halves is 5 halves. So here it is. Here's my other point. And here is the connection. And here's the line. But I even know what this point is. This point is going to be 2 to the right. It's going to be 2 to the right. And it's going to be negative 5 halves, because it's 1 further down than the 3 halves. So it's minus 5 halves. I even know the coordinates of this point. Okay, and this is the graph, and if I'm going to be totally serious about this, I'm supposed to give a name to this line, which I'll label it. I don't know if you'll have to do that on a test, but the label is y equals negative 6 over 2 minus 3 halves. Or I could call it, if I divide all these by 5, there's another name I could call it. I could call it divide 5 by x by 5, I get x. Plus 10y divided by 5 is plus 2y. And negative 15 divided by 5 is equal to negative 3. So I could have called it this as well. I could have given it that name as well, the line, if I wanted to. All right. So that is the story with problem number 2 I want on this thing. I got to move the paper up. It's got to go up. We got plenty of space. Let me cordon this off so we know exactly where we are. You don't get mixed up with the other problems. Problem number 3. Okay. Now, what we've got to do is as follows. What if something costs, let's say, whatever, a shirt doesn't matter, costs $90. Okay. Now, 30% sale is going to take off 30% off. Sale 30% off. Okay. Of the regular, of course, the regular price. Regular price. Okay, a little bit more information. Hold on. Here's the question. That's the information. Here's the question. How much is discounted from the regular price? Meaning how much money, right? I know it's 30% off, but how much money? How much is discounted from the regular price? Okay, so step 1, change 30% into decimal. Move the decimal place. Here's the decimal place, the imaginary decimal place. Move it over 2 places to the right. It becomes 0.30, but we don't need 0.30. Just call it 0.3. All right, then that's step 1. Step 2, take the 0.3 and multiply it times the $90. 30% of $90 is what they're taking off. $90 is the regular price. This is the regular price. And 30% off, so 30% of the $90. That's going to be equal to $27. There is the amount which is discounted off the regular price, from the regular price. That problem's over. Okay, now for the, let me give you one more piece of information. I'm really running out. So let me give you one more piece of information. And that is the, you need to see, to take care of a problem like this. Let me show you. Stuff having to do with sets, whether something belongs as an element of a set, or something is a subset of a set, or a proper subset of a set, or is not an element of a set. All these all this stuff, that's one thing. That's A. That's A. B. Another thing that you need to know about is cardinality. Cardinality is the number of elements in the set. You'll see this explained in a video that I'm about to tell you about. Cardinality. Cardinalities. How many members are there in the set? All of this is explained, and stuff like negatives, stuff like that. If -7 is a certain set, is this true or false? All this stuff is here. Let me show you. Let me cordon this off. Let me tell you which video to go see. Here it is. The video is the Exam 2 review. Exam 2 review number B. Go see that about these topics. About A and B. Important. Right? This is important. This is actually belongs to Exam 2 material. I'm mixing in a little bit of other stuff into, but mostly I'm concerned with Exam 1, like I've told you a bunch of times. Okay, let's get out of here.